You have to know that my dogs were in my wedding. Ooh, they're my babies. Okay, so what was the number? 20. You don't like animals in weddings? Apparently Lex is on your side. Yeah, I mean, it's not conventional. You're right. It's not like something everybody. That's true. It has to be a well-trained animal. That's true. A squirrel in a wedding would not be good. Well, maybe there's trained squirrels. I don't think so. Okie doke. You can grab something on your way down, out, etc. Who's next? I see Kate. Yeah, girl. No, do the Macarena. Yes, come here. Okie doke. What's up, Miss Carmen? Essential oils. What are essential? Who wants to describe essential oils? Or do you know what they are?
Yeah, I know what they are.
Oh, you do know what they are. Okay. You have a lot in your house? Okay. Okay, so 1 to 100, rate it. I think I have some in my house that make it smell good. Otherwise, I don't think I have a ton of those in my house. Okie doke. So, how do you feel about essential oils? 70, that's pretty high. We're all on board with making our houses smell nice and using essential oils. Very nice, very nice. Thank you, madam. Who is next? I see Olivia. I love giving my opinions. So, that's the best time to do it. I mean, seriously. Christmas music all year round.
It makes Christmas less special.
Wow. I agree. I agree. It does. I agree. I think it does make Christmas less special. Not to mention they get like stuck in your head, which is so annoying sometimes. That's true. I have done that. I don't know. Christina's like, I will fight you. Straight up. Like, okay. Who's next? Zoe, come on up. Miss Carmen, how many do we have left? Yeah. The fanny packs have stuff in them. It's a nerd book. Yes, a nerd book. As everyone is well aware of. I'm doing great. Okay. Zoe, you get to give us your. Yes, those are bubble candies. That's what they're called. They're taped shut, though. Yeah. Movie spoilers. You know what a movie spoiler is? You're not going to spoil any movies for anybody? Okay. Then you already have your answer. Negative 100. I agree. Does anybody like movie spoilers? I feel like you're always supposed to tell people, like, I'm going to spoil it. Don't listen to me if you don't want to know. That was a very straight answer. She said negative 100. Okay, who's next? Who hasn't been up here? Lexa. You do, oh, sure, why not? What's up next, Miss Carmen? Candy corn. I feel like this is a very divisive one. I feel like you either love it or you hate it. Like, it's not something you mess around. 48. Yeah. No. Your teeth just melt out of your head, yes. Right, and that's like good for the rest of like the year. Like a solid 5, and then you're like, good. It's a shame they don't sell them in like smaller packs. Okie doke. Come on up, Ches. Ooh, ooh. Ta-da! Ms. Carmen, what is our next? Old Navy? You're not supposed to cheer until after, guys. I mean, if you're very particular about such things. Old Navy. How do we feel about Old Navy? 99. Yeah. Whoop. I meant to do that. Totally meant to do that. Thank you, Chesney. I have not been to Old Navy in a long time. I'll have to go back. Dollar flip-flops? I'm into that. I'm really into that. Oh, really? They're cheap and they last forever? Except for when you, yeah. I lost my favorite pair of sunglasses in the river. It was the worst. Worst. Yeah. Okie doke. Who has not gone yet? Landon. No? Miss Christina. Yeah. Hot sauce.
Okay.
This is also very divisive because I hate hot sauce, but my husband loves it. He puts it on everything. I just don't think spicy is a flavor. Like, hate me, it's fine. Okay. Okay, how do you feel?
I love spicy.
Very split audience.
Yeah. I mean,
I am such a wuss. If there's too much pepper on something, I'll be like, oh, it's spicy. Yeah.
yeah, that's not me. I looked it up to see if there's any thing wrong nutritionally with pepper, and when I learned there is not, like I just you go to like McDonald's back in the day when you could dine in, you just pour like a ton of pepper and a pile on top of your ketchup and stick it on the fries.
Pepper ketchup?
Yes.
I'll have to take your word for it. I'm. Yep. It's fine. I'm just. Okay. How many are left, Ms. Carmen? 4 are left? Okie doke. So people can go again. Who wants to go? Cheers? Oh my goodness. Callie. Holy daylights. I'm looking at Chesney and saying, or the other way around. Callie! Pineapple on pizza. Ooh. Yay! It's the worst. It's 100% the worst.
A friend once invited me over so she could to make pizza just so she could put pineapple on it and then
Wait, you have to tell that story. Callie says that someone invited her over once just to put pineapple on her pizza, and that's rude. Nope, terrible. Absolutely awful. Who's next? Come on, Olivia. Man man buns. What is the opinion on man buns from 1 to 100? My husband does have a man bun. I will refrain from telling you how I feel about that. It also kind of depends on the guy, but whatever. But in general, 1, you hate it, 100, you love it. 30?
It depends.
It does depend. It is.
In general, not really.
Okay.
But
But on a soccer star, she's Miss. That's true. That's true.
male soccer players are awful.
I believe you. Cam, do you want to come up? Mayonnaise? So what's your opinion on mayonnaise? Do we agree? It sounds like half of people love it and half people hate it. I hate mayonnaise. You can get a prize if you can take something out of the bucket. Old people eat mayonnaise? Cam's throwing down. Chad, you're up next. Do old people like mayonnaise? Chad, you have to come up here. So, what do you think of it? 1 means you hate it, 100 means you love it. I do too. So, what's your opinion? How do you feel about following your kids on Instagram?
Oh, now you're turning it around?
I am.
Because my parents wouldn't know how.
Right. So how do you feel about following your kids on Instagram? Because you are, in fact, parent, if you will.
It's from their perspective, so.
It is different. Like, okay, so your
No, I'm following my kid on Instagram. I'm going to make a catfish account
yes.
and see what they're up to. I'm going to pretend.
You're going to catfish your own child?
Pretend to sell them drugs and see if they bite. Yeah, for cheap. Cheap weed.
Oh, okay. So how do you feel about that? 100? 100, catfishing your own kids. Yes, yay or nay?
That's happening in 10 years. I'm going to be on TV.
You're going to be on TV for it?
Yeah, they're going to be like, this parent's a genius.
Yeah, that's what they're going to say. That logic is solid. Okay. You do get a prize. Ms. Carmen, are there any left? Okay. Yeah, there's stuff in the fanny pack. So our next game is called Crowd Something. I literally crowd sounds. Can you turn the volume down a little Cool. I didn't need my eardrums, I guess. Okay, so we're not going to do teams. We're going to do this on an individual basis, just like we did the last game. Whoever comes up is going to stand facing the audience. They're not going to see what's behind them. And then the audience has to make the sound of whatever comes up on the screen. Okay? Does that make sense? Okay. It's not songs. I'm not going to make you sing. I actually don't have proof of that. I only looked at the first 6, so there might be a song. Oh no. That's fine. We'll get there. Anyway, whoever comes up, if you get it right, you get a prize. So that is nice. Because I know all of you are already munching on candy, and there's just more candy. Who wants to be our first victim contestant? I have no... Come on, Kate, since you questioned it. Okay. So you're going to stand and you're going to face out so you can't see. Okie doke, audience.
3, 2, 1, go.
Make that sound. There you go. She got it. Yeah, thankfully that one was pretty simple. See, not terrible, right? Who wants to go next? Dee Dee? How did that get? Stand on the X facing forward. Please and thank you. Okie doke. Lovely audience.
3, 2, 1, go.
How? That is not it. Okay, wait a minute. What toothbrush do you use? She can have a couple more chances. You're not allowed to act it out. You're only allowed to, Callie, that doesn't help. But you're not allowed to act it out. Nope, I don't think you get it, girl. Turn around. I feel like you have to make it like sound like it's moving somehow. Not that I could do that, but apparently they do all sound the same. Who's up next? Oh, okie doke. Jordan, right? Okie doke, audience.
3, 2, 1, go.
That's so different for everyone. Kate, stop. Whose toaster sounds like that? I feel like it's just like a. Text messages, yes, there you go. Very good, honestly, because everyone threw completely different noises out there. I feel like the phone on vibrate sounds like a vacuum, so I feel like we're going around in circles here that are just going to get us absolutely nowhere. Who's next? Liza? Next, facing forward, girl.
3, 2, 1, go.
There you go. That one was good.
We had 6 cats.
I would hope that you would know what one sounded like if you had 6. I have 3. What do you do with 6 cats? Okie doke. I know, Zoe, you had your hand up, so come on. Come on.
Three, 2, 1, go.
Wait, what was the first word? Yes. It is a toilet. Chad, I am very worried about your dietary health. If that is what things sound like, I think we have a problem. I'm sorry, guys. Ooh, that's okay. It's fine. Who's next? while I laugh at Chad profusely. There's 4 more. Logan, you have been volunteer distribute. Turn around, face front, sir. Okie doke, what's up next?
3, 2, 1, go.
Not quite. Yes, it is a goose. Very nice, very nice. Actually, while you guys were busy playing basketball, a duck flew into the window. So, I'm not kidding. There's a duck print on the window. Still, there is a duck print on the window. Right. Who? Yes. Yes. The ducks did survive after they hit the window. But you could definitely tell that they were like, what just happened to me? Who's up next? I mean, come on, Ches. Thank you for being a team player. Okie doke. Stand on the X facing forward. What is our next one?
Three, 2, 1, go.
Yes, it is a train. I'm really glad you guys went for choo-choo because I just feel like that's the obvious answer there. The people that did not say choo-choo, did you go to kindergarten? Oh, because otherwise I just feel like, what other noise? I guess there is technically music lyrics. Chad made it into music lyrics. Okie doke, who's next? Okie doke, come on up.
Three, 2, 1, go.
What'd you say? Yeah. I can't believe you got that. I mean, congratulations, you did great. Okay, who's up next? Ms. Carmen. Ms. Carmen is manning the system. She knows. How about you, Miss Christina? Yeah. That's what you get for volunteering someone else. Okie doke.
3, 2, 1, go.
Guys, I don't think you know what things sound like. No? Although that would have been a good one. Someone out there has it. There's no acting, my guys. Not that that's helping. No offense. I don't think that that's what this looks like. Yeah, that's definitely the closest one. Nope. As opposed to birds not in the wild. Oh, okay. I don't think you got it. You're going to have to turn around.
That was good.
Yep. It kind of sounds. Chad, would you like to be our final contestant? There's 2 more. Okay, since you're going to be our final contestant, we need someone to be before Chad. Who's going to be before Chad? Mo, you haven't come up yet. Lexa, come on. Mo volunteered. Yeah.
Three, two, one, go.
Girl, I just. Which dude? Yes. 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 Is that the answer? Very nice. Thank you very much, Lexa.
Did you give her that answer?
No. I said which guy? She said which guy? I did not tell her which.
3, 2, 1, go.
I'm pretty sure these aren't supposed to make it. A cloud?
A clown.
Clown. No.
Oh. It sounds like steam being released from a lever or something. A bell?
I'll give you a hint since you're the last one. It goes.
Elevator?
Oh my goodness, yeah!
Yeah! That was good.
Okay, but how'd you go from steam to elevator? Buttons. He's a dentist, yeah. Chad, I mean, you can have another prize, but you look pretty good with that. No, he looks good with one fanny pack. He doesn't need two fanny packs. Okay, so hard transition. Ooh, everybody loves their lip gloss. Okay, it'll probably fit in your fanny pack. Very nifty. Okay, so I think everybody's already in here. Y'all have already joined us from basketball. I do have a couple of announcements. The first one is about June 6th. So next weekend is Memorial Day weekend. I know a lot of people are like traveling and doing fun stuff, but the week after that is June 6th. And that Sunday, we are celebrating our graduates. We've got Mo, we've got Logan, we've got Dawson, we've got Owen Kuhn, and then we've got Olivia Linder. She comes on Sunday mornings more than she comes in the evenings. And then we've got Avery Longman and Joel Garrett, who also come in the mornings. So, with that being said, we're going to be honoring our grads in the morning, and then at night, that evening, we're going to have a Nerf war in the church to also honor our grads. So, on June 6th, we will be doing that, and we'll be promoting our 8th graders to high school officially also. And then on the 13th, we have Water Wars. And on June 13th, when we have Water Wars, it'll be the first Sunday that the 5th graders becoming 6th graders will join us so that we can tackle them while playing watermelon football the way that God intended. So, the other thing is that our graduating guys will be going with Chad to Topgolf that on June 6th. I don't know if he's told you guys much yet, but that was what was requested. And so Chad will be taking the graduating guys to Topgolf June 6th in the afternoon. That's what you guys wanted for your gift. That's what you're getting for your gift. Then also, our other kind of big announcement, and I wish Nick was here with me to tell you such things, But he's having a really good time in Michigan, and he's learning a lot. And when I have this baby, he will be taking over. So Nick, I am just filling in for right now. And then in the middle of August, when Nick comes back, the 15th to be exact, he will be taking over as your youth leader. Yes, he will be the new gen. Yes, he will be the new youth leader. And he is more than qualified to do so, and you guys all know and love him. So I'm sure. And I'll still be around in August and September and October. I'll probably take a break once the baby gets here, because baby. But then I'll be back. I'll just be one of the adult leaders like Ms. Carmen and Ms. Christina and Chad, who do an amazing job every week for us, okay? Sound good? So it's not that big of a transition, because Nick is taking over, and we all know and love Nick. So I am going to go ahead and get into the lesson for the week. Speaking of Nick, 2 weeks ago he preached, and then last week Wyatt preached. And they talked about losing stuff, Lost and Found, our beautiful Lost and Found series. Or getting ourselves lost is what Nick talked about. Or finding all sorts of weird things once they are lost. But have you ever thrown away something that you regretted? And of course, while I was looking at this stuff this week, I was scrolling through TikTok, because that's what I do for my free time. And there was a woman trying to feed seagulls, and she forgot that her phone was in one hand and the bread was in another, and she chucked her phone into the ocean instead of the bread to the seagulls. And I was like, oh man, that hurts. It's like secondhand embarrassment. But has anybody ever been like her, thrown away something that was super important and really expensive? Or broke something that didn't even belong to you, and you had to admit it to that person that you broke it? Not fun. Or lost something super important and knew that it was going to get you in trouble. It's difficult to lose something that really matters to you. But it's even worse when you know it's your fault that it's gone. That's usually when we feel sad, when we feel guilt, when we feel embarrassed or anger or shameful. And usually to try to save our own butt, you might try to keep it a secret, but that never usually ends up well. Or maybe just try to move on because remembering what you lost is too upsetting. Over the last couple of weeks, we've been talking about things that are lost and how they get found again. Specifically, we've been talking about what we do when we feel lost. Sometimes we feel lost because we don't feel noticed. We feel like nobody can actually see us even though we're standing right in front of them. We don't feel valuable. Or we know that we messed up and we're not sure how we should fix it. Today we're going to hear the story of a young man who lost everything because of his mistakes, and how a lot of the time we're a lot like him, unfortunately. Which, this just so happens to be one of my favorite Bible stories, literally ever. I've read it when I was in Sunday school, and when I did vacation Bible school when I was young, and I read it when I was in youth group and a teenager. I read it in college a lot of times. And I've read it as an adult, if I can even consider myself an adult. I'm technically an adult. And it's still always relevant to me. So just like the last 2 weeks' Bible stories, we're back in the book of Luke. And Jesus is still talking to the Pharisees just like he was the past couple of weeks. And the Pharisees are the super rude and super arrogant religious leaders that are pretty sure they know everything, that they know more than Jesus about the religion that Jesus is the center of. And we're still talking about losing and finding. So if you have your Bible or grab your Bible apps, we're going to Luke 15, 11 to 19. So Jesus continued, "There was a man who had 2 sons. The younger one said to his father, 'Father, give me your share of the estate.' So he divided his property between his children. Not long after that, the younger son got together all he had, set off for a distant country, and there squandered his wealth in wild living. After he had spent everything, there was a severe famine in that whole country, and he began to be in need. So he went and he hired himself out to a citizen of the country who sent him into his fields to feed the pigs. The son longed to fill his stomach with the pods that the pigs were eating, but no one gave him anything. So when he finally came to his senses, he said, "How many of my father's hired servants have food to spare, and here I am starving to death? I will set out and go back to my father and say to him, 'Father, I have sinned against you. I've sinned against heaven and you. I'm no longer worthy to be called your son, so make me one of your servants.'" So let's talk about the son and what we as fellow humans have in common with said son. First of all, he was impulsive. AKA, he made super big decisions when he took all of his inheritance money from his dad and just dipped, just left. He obviously didn't stop and ask literally anyone if what he was doing was even remotely a good idea. 2, he hurt others that were close to him. Whether or not he meant to hurt his father, he really did. By asking for his inheritance early, it was kind of like he went to his dad and said, "Hey, you're worth more to me dead than alive, so if you could just give me your money so I don't have to spend time with you, that'd be great." And that way, he chose to go do what he wanted. And he was selfish. By not stopping to think about what he was doing for even a second, or thinking about how his words probably hurt his father, the son was acting selfishly. He cared about himself and his big adventure, but not the people around him that actually cared. And, the son got what he wanted for a little bit, but then famine came, which happened a lot in those days, and then people lost their jobs, just like happens still today. So he struggled to find food and worked for a pig farmer and decided that the slop that the pigs ate looked delicious. Gross. You know you've hit a low point when the stuff that the pigs are eating looks good to you. The kid was broken at this point. And he wasn't a kid, he was probably a teenager. He threw away everything good in his life. He lost his family, his money, his faith. He had nothing left. And oddly enough, that's usually why this story is pretty relevant to me. Because of his own bad decisions, he found himself in a pretty bad place. One full of despair and not much hope. And I've been there throughout my life, in the bottom of a pit of hopelessness, staring up at the lip of said pit, hoping that someone's going to come along and dig me out of it, even though I know that I'm the one that dug this pit for myself. And besides the fact that I dug the pit, I dug the mess that I was in. And sometimes that pit felt a lot more like a grave than anything else. So, the son does the only thing he can do. He goes crawling back, anticipating the worst, to become one of his father's slaves and face his father's disappointment. So, what happens? We're looking at Luke 15:20-24. So, the son got up and went to his father. But while he was still a long way off, his father saw him and was filled with compassion. He ran to his son, threw his arms around him, and kissed him. The son said to him, "Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I'm no longer worthy to be called your son." But the father said to his servants, "Quick, bring the best robe and put it on him. Put a ring on his finger and sandals on his feet. Bring the fattened calf in and kill it. Let's have a feast and celebrate his return. For this son of mine was dead and is now alive again. He was lost and now he is found." And so they began to celebrate. So let's vote. If you think that that son got what he deserved, raise your hand. Did he deserve to run back and get a party and the best calf and a nice robe and a beautiful new ring? I see that no one is raising their hands. Because in reality, the way that we deal with other humans, we would not consider that something that would be equal, right? He stole his dad's money and then essentially told him to get wrecked and left. So it makes sense that we don't think that he was worthy of a party when he got back. But you see, when we are in that grave that we dig ourselves, or when I was in that grave that I dug myself 6 feet deep, staring at the stars and disappointed in myself, Jesus doesn't come along and just kick dirt on me, make it worse. He doesn't even roll his eyes. He doesn't sigh and snippily or sarcastically say, seriously, Morgan, again? We're doing this again? He just rolls up his sleeves, reaches down, scoops me up, and carries me onward. And I don't know about y'all, but I didn't exactly have a father here on earth that would have done that for me. Earlier, when we talked about breaking things that weren't ours, like the woman that threw her phone into the ocean, I had to use that as an example because if I think of the examples from my childhood, unfortunately, anything that I ended up breaking ended up in me getting beaten. And it wasn't a spanking, it was a full-out war. I specifically remember when I was 4, actually, and I dropped a plate of mac and cheese because I was 4, and I couldn't catch it. And it wasn't exactly a spanking. It was an all-out beating, usually complete with yelling, expletives, roaring about how useless I was, and then me going to bed covered in bruises and without dinner. But thankfully, God doesn't do us like that. He isn't just waiting for us to mess up. He's not waiting so he can get his anger out on us. He knows we will mess up because he knows that the world fell when Eve ate that apple. He knows when we will mess up, and he's there for us when we are ready to learn from it, when we're ready to take his hand and get out of that pit. When we are lost as children of God, Jesus welcomes us back every time. So when you've made decisions or mistakes that have led you pretty far from God, remember who is looking down on you and reaching out their hand, and don't forget to take it. We're going to head to small group.